Hi students, I wanted to show you something that I've had just a couple of students who had questions on this, and maybe by doing this video I can clear this problem up and kind of explain something here. I'm in the PAWS quizzes, and some of you are reporting that you're not receiving grades on the assignment, and there's a reason for that, and I want to explain it to you. And I've given myself, my student account, some special access to the quizzes for Unit 6 and Unit 7. So this is exactly the view that you would see. You know, as you know, Quiz 6 has already expired at this point, okay? So don't worry about the little key is what I'm saying. Okay. The first thing I want you to notice is that you have unlimited attempts. Now, you may be saying to yourself, but that's not what my concern is. It's my grade. Okay, hear me out. Hear me out. Here's the deal. My expectation, and I did talk about this in the syllabus, I've talked about it since the first week of class, is that you will repeat the quizzes. Now, why would I have that expectation? Because what I know is that the more times you go through the quiz, okay, then you'll go through the book that many more times, and you'll read and you'll immerse yourself in the material. Now, you're saying, but that's not very efficient. I want to take it one time and be done, and quick, and never look at a question more than once. Well, I understand that, and as a student, I know you're trying to make efficient use of your time, but from my perspective, it's about the learning. And so to have you go through a quiz more than one time is a good thing, okay, because it immerses you in the material. That's how I look at it, to make sure that you get those questions correct. And of course, the second time you see a question, you know, you'll be that much faster because you'll recall the concept. And so it's just a great study tool. So I'm going to click on this quiz. I'm going to tell you what the problem is, because you're still saying, but how does this affect my grade? Okay, here's the quiz, and I'm getting ready to start it, right? And of course, you are familiar with the instructions here. Now, I want you to read down here to this part of the instructions. The quiz is timed, okay? The quiz is timed, and we're going to talk more about that. In fact, you see in big blue letters down here, the timer will not begin until after the setup process is finished. But I want you to notice what I have highlighted here. It says you can submit your quiz responses past the time period allocated for taking this quiz, but doing so will result in a score of 0 being assigned. Okay, a non-zero score can be manually reassigned at a later time. Well, if you're submitting it, they're just telling you that this is the way the system works, but if you're submitting it past the time period, then you need to take it again because the score is 0, right? So you do have a time limit, and that time limit is enforced on this. So I'm going to click the Start Quiz button. Okay, now look up here, and I see time limit and then time remaining, right? So you have 1 hour to complete the quiz. So I'm just going to go through here, and of course, you know, you should save as you go. And we'll just kind of let some time pass here, and I'm going to pause just so we don't burn a lot of time on the video. Okay, so I've let obviously 2 minutes go by, and you see that the time, you know, remaining is steadily decreasing. Now, I tell you what else kind of comes to mind here. I'm looking at the number of questions, and you know, you have an hour here to submit the score, okay? And what I'm seeing is, I'm just clicking some answers here. You know, 10 questions in an hour is very reasonable. I know you have to look them up, look the questions up, but I'm also giving you the page numbers. So let me kind of go back to my concept of having you be immersed into the material, from my perspective, is a very good thing. And to answer 10 questions in an hour, I also feel is very reasonable. The instructions do explain that you have to submit it within the time frame in order to receive the points. And if that's not the case, if you're not submitting it, if you're letting that hour go by, maybe you're exiting it, right, and you're not submitting, well, that clock is still going. So you have to click the submit button. That's very important. I'm sorry if this caused Now, I am sorry if this caused any confusion, but I believe this is a very realistic expectation to have you answer a 10-question quiz in an hour, to ask you to submit it, to give you unlimited attempts, to grade only your highest score of those unlimited attempts. So, you know, I think this is very reasonable. Also, as you see, I'm telling you afterwards, when you view it, you know, you see the point value, so you know if you got the question right or not. I'm not giving you the answer, but it's multiple choice, and now you know that that one is not it, right? Plus, again, I'm telling you the page that you should go to find the correct answer. And so this is just kind of a matter of dragging you through the material, and I think this is part of the course, and so the grades stand is really what I'm saying here. The grades will stand for this. Some of you have asked about extra credit, and I can just again point you to the extra credit service learning activities, and I did outline those in a video. You have all the forms that you need, and there are new events constantly surfacing in the service learning office, and so you may want to take advantage of that. In fact, I'll include in the email that I send out to you a brand new service learning opportunity that just became available that is called A Day of Sharing, and again, it's a registered service learning project that Keating Street Church of Christ registered with the college, and it's about they need students to help sort items that they're going to give to the people in the Orange Mound community. They also need students to help people, and you can read it here, but getting on and off shuttle buses that they run. So this might be an excellent opportunity. It is not the only service learning opportunity. There are many, and you need to contact the service learning office to find out more and to maybe get matched with something that is of interest to you. So that would be the service learning projects that are, and I'm back here in the PAWS Dropbox, that are provided to you as a way of extra credit. Another opportunity for extra credit that we'll talk about later is the course evaluation, and I'll tell you what you need on that later. Other than that, the writing assignments, very important, and just do well on your other works. If you had a bad quiz or so, look at the syllabus. So I've pulled up the syllabus here, and regarding your quizzes, for each quiz you have unlimited attempts, but you're required to make a minimum score of 70%. Scores less than, again, you have the unlimited attempts to do this. Less than 70, those will become a grade of 0. Again, as I scan through here, one more note on your quizzes: you earn a drop grade if and only if you complete the SLO exam at the end of the semester. And I'll tell you more about this as we get closer to the end of the semester. But if you had a quiz where you went longer than the 1 hour submission time period, and consequently the recorded grade is 0, then you would be able to drop that if you complete the SLO quiz at the end of the semester. So, keep that in mind, as well as your extra credit opportunities. So, again, I know you're trying hard, and I understand that you might have skimmed over those instructions or so, but the grades do stand, and just make sure as you proceed into the future quizzes, of course, after your test, they are timed, the time limit 60 minutes, so you do have 1 hour to answer the 10 questions. Make sure you press that submit button, and again, take it more than one time. If rather than just have that one quiz out there, it's only 10 questions, and as you're going through the material, I think you can cover that pretty quickly. All right, good luck on your exam. I hope that you're working on that and preparing to complete it in a single sitting, one attempt. Make sure you review the instructions, and we'll be talking to you soon. Thanks.